Hello, humans. We are back here on Issues and Answers Friday, My Country with Scott Cannon. We are back with Miss Tony Simpson. And on the phone, we have...
Tamika Seretti.
Yes, Miss Tamika Seretti and my man Greg. I forgot your last name.
Man wearing,
yes.
Man wearing a jacket.
Yes, man wearing a jacket. Let me go back to Miss Seretti on the phone. How did you get into filmmaking? What made you, as a black woman, say, I want to get into filmmaking?
Well, filmmaking came by necessity because I started out as an actress. And I mean, growing up in Gary, my mom used to have a theater group with Stephen Brooks. He was the brother of Avery Brooks.
Yes.
Yeah. And I saw her the first time in A Raisin in the Sun, and I was just like, this is what I want to do. I want to be on the stage. And but I went to the U.S. Navy after high school, and when I got out of the Navy, that's when I started pursuing acting. And I got a divorce. I was back home in Gary. My best friend took me to a casting call for extras. I got in my first film, and I just started doing extra work. But I'm going to not bore you with all the in-between. I started, once I moved here to Austin, I started going to film festivals, and I saw other actors who were not sitting around waiting for the call. You know, this process, you get an agent, they submit you, then you do or you don't get the audition, and then you audition, and then you do or you don't book it. And it was too many don'ts for me. So I kind of, I moved to LA for a year. I had nothing, absolutely nothing on my resume. Should have never been there. But I learned a lot from the people who were there who were not really doing anything. So I came back to Austin, and I wrote my first short film and starred in it. And it just kind of took off from there.
Wow, that is incredible. That just goes to show you that when you have the initiative, you know, the initiative to do something, you know, you just have to go out and do it. You know what I mean? Somebody who's a creative like yourself needs to do that, right?
Oh, yeah. And believe me, people sit around and they go, well, if I want to do that, I got to learn filmmaking. I got to learn how to do this. I really didn't even really know at that point how to write a script. My brother is a poet, and he is an English professor in Fort Wayne at IUPUI. I took one of his scripts that he had sent me and, like, formatted it like a script and just wrote what I wanted to write. And I found a friend who knew how to work a camera, and literally we talked about it. I kept telling him this idea about a feature I had. And a feature for a first-time filmmaker, I think, is a lot to try to wrap your head around. So he said, let's just take this one scene and we'll turn it into a short film. And we did that.
Wow, that is incredible. Because, look, we have so much talent here. You know, I went to performing arts school. I was a singer. I wasn't in the drama department. But I went to school with so many actors at Emerson School for the Visual and Performing Arts. And so we have a lot of really just super talented people walking around. What advice would you give to, say, people who I grew up with, who I went to school with, who still love acting, who wanted to get into acting, and who, you know, may have taken all of those courses in high school and been in drama and all that, and but feel a little bit stifled in places like here in Gary? What advice would you give to them?
I mean, man, I did it in Gary. I used to go over to Chicago. Well, I also went to school at Indiana University. Northwest for theater. You know, if you have a dream, you just got to figure it out. And I started taking classes, and I mean, I was a lot older because I was a single mom at that point. These kids, they get out of school, they're 18. I was like 26. So I would, like, during the day, I'd take my classes, and then at night I'd go over to Chicago and do extra work. Wow. And I mean, that's where you're so close to a town.
Yes.
And right now, I'm trying to get on some of those shows. I tried to get on Empire, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire. Y'all have a lot going on.
Absolutely.
So much more than when I first started years and years ago, that they could go over there. I did my first extra work on Losing Isaiah. That was Halle Berry, Cuba
Wow.
Gooding Jr. And I just sat behind. I was a stand-in, but I sat back and watched what everybody was doing. And, you know, I would sit behind Video Village. That's where, like, the director and producer and scripty all sit. And I was just soaking it all in, like learning what was going on. And then there came a point where I was like, okay, I don't want to do any more extra work. I want to be the one standing in front of the camera saying the line. So I started coaching with coaches. And, you know, the good thing about acting is it's never too late, because we, as actors, we represent every walk of life.
Yes.
So you're 60 years old and you decide one day I want to be an actor, you can do it.
Right. Somebody's got to play grandma or granddad, right?
Exactly.
I'm 61
Well, that
now. Come
60
on.
stuff is no longer what you're talking about.
Hey. Well,
I love it.
But what was that process like for you becoming an extra, just getting your foot in the door? What was that process like for you? Like, how did you do that? Like.
Becoming an extra is not hard. They're extra companies, and that's all they do. They supply extras to, you know, films and TV shows, and you just sign up for it. Like I said, back then, that was in 90-something. My best friend took me to a nightclub. You know, I put on my best clothes I had at that time, and you just go, and you don't even need headshots. You just got a snapshot of yourself, and you sign up. And they called me, and they said, hey, we have this, and it's so funny because everybody, you know, especially when my hair was short, was like, oh, you look like Halle Berry. I was a stand-in for Spike Lee's sister, Jawad Lee. You would have thought I would be Halle Berry stand-in, but, you know, I was more her size. She was, like, super tiny like me. Yeah. So, you know, it doesn't take a lot.
Wow. On Thursday, October the 12th, there is the Festival Pre-Funk. Yes. So what is that? What is that about, Ms. Simpson?
We partner with many of the businesses that are here in Gary. We take film to the people a lot of the times. And as you well know, Brown Skin Coffee, Tea, and Wine is a new establishment in our community.
Yes.
Reminds me of a space out on the East Coast that's called Bus Boys and Ports. But we will be screening film from filmmakers out of Illinois with Creative Cipher. That just purchased the Black Harvest Film Festival. So we do encourage everyone to come out and enjoy film before the actual opening night that Ms. Tamika Seretti is speaking about, which is on Friday the 13th. And how apropos, this is our 13th year, so that is a powerful night for Gary International Black Film Festival.
Yes. Come out and check out these amazing shorts. Mr. Abbott by director Patrick Wimp. The Pupil by director Tosin Mohunfola, yes. And the come up
better than me.
And the come up by director E.J. Neilback Gray. Now, what is the selection process like when you guys are picking, like, which directors and which
films?
Yeah, which films to...
Beautiful question. And those that want to be a part of that process, please contact us at GIBFF.org. But what we do is we have a select group, a committee, if you will, that we call You Be the Judge. We used to do those things. We one year had gotten, especially when the pandemic started, we had almost 900 and something. Everybody threw everything at us because we waived submission fees. And we are international, so this year we have film from 5 different countries. But there is a selection committee, and they do a stellar job. They sit back and look at all of the films, kiss all of the frogs. They do all of that. And then there is a scoring sheet, you know, cinematography, you know, there's a category of things, and they rate them. So it makes it a little bit easier for us when we see those bottom scores, because there's so many submissions. This year, we had about 75, 80 submissions. And then we narrow it down. And as you can see, if you go to our website, you can see the plethora of selection of films that were chosen and selected.
Wow, it's incredible that Miss Cerruti actually brought up the brother of Avery Brooks, because this week we are going to celebrate his birthday.
Absolutely.
Yes, this week was his birthday, so I want everyone listening to stay tuned for the Happy segment. We are going to celebrate Gary's own Avery Brooks for his birthday, like we always celebrate people from Gary, Indiana.
In the industry.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and just in life, period.
Okay.
Because so much is done to sort of knock the reputation of Northwest Indiana, Gary, Indiana, and so one thing we like to do on this show, we give props to everybody. We just talked about Junior Bridgman, who was an NBA player, who now is, he actually is allegedly worth $600 million and is a great businessman. We celebrate all of our actors, all of our entertainers here on My Country with Scott Cannon. What is opening night like? Because it seems like that's showtime right there. What is that like?
We roll out the red carpet, and there's food, bar, drinks, and lots of great film. This year we're doing the short package, as you can see on there. You have the schedule, I believe, right up in front of you, but it's about 2 hours of shorts, and I like shorts. I like feature films. I really like it all, but I really like shorts because they leave you wanting more, and it leads to many of the feature films that we do see. So yes, opening night is a night of fashion and attitude, and I say that because most people, when you hear red carpet, they think you have to be gowned down, and I like to say that fashion is attitude. So
Yes,
bring the attitude. We don't have all the paparazzi here. One year we had brought out so much media that we wanted everyone, when they came in, to feel like the paparazzi was there. So you had people over here, and they were like, whoa, this is Gary? Yes, this is Gary. So it's a really great night. And Tamika Soretti, thank you so much for always submitting and coming home. She's actually coming home, and Tamika will be in the house. You have Mr. Greg. He will be in the house as well,
yes,
along with a host of other filmmakers that will be coming in with their film.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Also, this is going to be at IUN at the Savannah Center.
Opening night.
Yes,
absolutely.
opening night.
In the Berglund Auditorium.
Right, with music by DJ Infrared.
Yeah. Female.
Oh,
DJ.
Okay.
Absolutely. Closing night will be in the Arts and Sciences building with our award ceremony, which is another awesome night, and that's a red carpet event.
Wow. So the portion of the proceeds from opening night ticket sales will benefit the Urban League Young Professionals of Northwest Indiana. How did you get involved with that?
Again, we're always trying to collaborate because Gary is not what everyone think it is. And there are so many dynamic things that are going on. And these young professionals that the Urban League are training in various areas and careers, we've partnered with them for the past 3 years, and it provides so much good for them. They get an opportunity to work behind the scenes in this industry as well. Some of them never even knew that it may have been something they wanted to do, but it is a profession, and there are many jobs in the film industry, in the arts in general, I should say, but specifically in the film industry, because that's where we are now. And the reason this festival came to be is because of a native from Gary, Seattle-based now, Miss Karen Toring. And I heard you mention the School of Performing Arts,
yes.
But I was there before it was a School of Performing Arts, and was part of making sure it became a School of Performing
at Emerson?
Arts. Absolutely.
Okay.
And Miss Toring is also an Emersonian.
Oh, all right.
And so she also runs the Seattle Film Festival. And I like Mr. Greg here coming back to take care of his dad. She came in, her dad was ill. And as a matter of fact, the night that we were about to open the festival was when he passed. And so it is an homage to her dad. And she's like, why can't Gary have a festival?
Right.
And bringing independent film, because we don't have movie houses here anymore, we thought it was a great idea. And so we teach, the way they learn. Most people, what's coming, they really wouldn't know because it's independent filmmakers. But we also bring film that are well known.
Wow. Man, it's already 6:40. We got to go to our second commercial break. Please give us a call, 219-885-1371. Please talk to these people. If you have questions for Miss Tamika Soretti, Mr. Greg Manwaring, or Miss Tony Simpson, please give us a call, 219-885-1371. If you just want to ask anything about the movie industry or about ask some people who are involved with the Gary International Black Film Festival, please. 219-885-1371. We only have about 20 minutes left with these people. Please don't waste your opportunity. Do not call me after 7 o'clock when I'm doing a happy segment and we're celebrating Avery Brooks. When we're celebrating Avery Brooks and other people's birthdays and be like, I want to ask a question. No, call now. Please, 219-885-1371. Oh, before we go to a break, big shout out to Ludine Bedelia Hilgore. Thanks for watching. And Tuffy Ma, everybody who's getting at us on Facebook. Please stay with us here on WLTH 1370 AM. My Country with Scott Cannon. We'll be right back after these.